Okay. So I've done my five episode podcast. I've done an extra one on there. I've done the synthesis. There's no point, in my opinion, to investigate something that obviously doesn't seem to be working as the public think that it's working. For example, the people are paying taxes to pay for child protection, and it doesn't seem that the risk management of the safety of children isn't actually protecting children. So I've decided to not only carry on my investigation, but to do something further, which is to be the founder of a UK coalition for children and mothers. My founding statement and operating principles are: this coalition exists to document, expose and prevent the systemic separation of children from protective mothers without criminal proof, and the long-term harm that follows for children, families and society. We are not a protest movement. We are a public interest evidence body. Who this coalition is for: care leavers, protective parents, professionals and whistleblowers, allies who support children remaining with safe caregivers. The principles: child safety over reputation, evidence over allegation, transparency over secrecy, lawful action only. I am going to attach to my YouTube channel an anonymised case intake form. You don't need to name yourself or your child. It's a very, very, very simple form, and I don't know if that's back to front, but the basic information: year your child was removed, the age of the child, the local authority involved, the abuse alleged, police involvement, and the outcome. Consent: information is used only in anonymised aggregate form. So that's the form that's going to be on the YouTube channel. And this video is actually a quiet launch video for what I foresee that I want to happen with my channel. I want change, and I'm sure many people that have been through this system want change. I'm sure there's a lot of children that have aged out of the care system that are feeling completely confused. So I've written down what I want this channel to do. So let's start by saying hello. This is a new channel, and I want to begin carefully. If you found your way here because you've been separated from your child through family court or child protection processes, especially after raising concerns about harm, you may feel like your life stopped making sense. Many parents describe the same thing. One day you're a mother, the next day you're treated as if you're dangerous. And everyone around you seems to believe that if the system took your child, there must have been a reason. This channel exists because that assumption deserves scrutiny. Not through outrage, not through protest, and not by putting anyone at risk, but through careful, lawful documentation of patterns and outcomes that are currently hidden. I want to be very clear about what this channel is not. I am not asking anyone to break court orders, like I did. I am not asking anyone to name their child, their former partner, judges, social workers, or local authorities. I want you to learn from my mistakes. I am not asking anyone to post documents online. Ooh. And I'm not asking anyone to relive trauma in public. This is not a protest channel. It is not a campaign to attack individuals, and it is not about blame. It is about public interest, transparency, and child safety. Over many years, the same themes appear again and again. Safeguarding concerns are raised, children disclose harm, those concerns are reframed as conflict, and the parent who tried to protect becomes the problem. Once that happens, the focus often shifts away from investigation and towards control. Contact is reduced, supervision is imposed, and eventually separation becomes permanent. And because it happens in private, society never sees the outcomes. The outcomes for children, the outcomes for mothers, and the outcomes for families years later. So instead of arguing individual cases, this channel will do something different. It will quietly document patterns. Patterns of how cases move, patterns of what language is used, patterns of what happens to children over time. I have created a short anonymized intake form for anyone who has been through this. That's the form I just showed you. It is designed specifically for people who are exhausted, grieving, or overwhelmed. Believe me, I know all of those feelings. I still have them today. You do not need to give your name. You do not need to give your child's name. You do not need to upload documents, and you do not need to write your life story. You can share as little or as much as you feel able. The information is used only in an anonymized aggregate form to understand scale and pattern, not to expose individuals. If you are a care leaver or an adult who grew up inside the system, your voice matters deeply here. Adult outcomes tell us whether a system protected children or harmed them. And if you are watching this as someone who has not lived it, perhaps a professional, a father, a friend, or simply someone who cares about children remaining safely connected to loving parents, you are welcome too. There are good men and good women who understand that separating children from protective parents causes lifelong harm. This space is for them as well. This channel will move slowly and deliberately. We will not rush, we will not sensationalize, and we will not put vulnerable people at risk. If this happened to you and you want to be counted without being exposed, I will pin a comment below this video with information about the anonymized intake. You don't need strength, you don't need money, you don't need to fight. If you're still here, still breathing, and still carrying this quietly, that is enough. Thank you for listening.